the oversight committee does. They're already gathering that. So
what are the victims who want it? The victims came up here asking for this.
I spent 2.5 hours with the leading victims, 6 of those women who were the leading spokespersons yesterday. They sat with the entire oversight committee, and as you all know, we've got some real bulldogs on both sides of the aisle in that room, fiercely committed to taking care of this problem. With tears, they told us how grateful they were to have the leadership of Congress and all these members dialed in on that. Now, we tip our hats. We are so proud of the heroism and the courage of these women who came forward and put their names and faces on this effort. But remember, they represent as many as 1,000 other women, most of whom are not comfortable coming forward. So what we have to make sure to do, I'm a lawyer, I understand our responsibility and I understand the nuances of this. The details matter in how you do this. You have to protect the innocent victims who do not want to come out and stand behind the microphones. And I think the women who spoke yesterday clearly understand that. They told me that themselves. In fact, I met with them privately before he went into oversight yesterday, and I explained the necessity of that. And every single one of them nodded and said, of course, yes, please do that.
But Trump called it a hoax yesterday.
What Trump is referring to is the hoax that the Democrats are using to try to attack him. He has never said or suggested or implied. I've talked to him about this many times, many times.
It comes
He is
across as
horrified.
calling the whole thing a hoax.
It's been misrepresented. He's not saying that what Epstein did is a hoax. It's a terrible, unspeakable evil. He believes that himself. When he first heard the rumor, he kicked him out of Mar-a-Lago. He was an FBI informant to try to take this stuff down. The president knows.
He was an FBI informant that tried to take this stuff down. So now everybody is thinking, was that like a slip up on purpose or was that by accident? I mean, how do you make that on purpose, honestly? Because he was talking for, how long is that video?
5 minutes.
Okay, so a 5-minute conversation with the press. I mean, I don't know. It could have been like purposely put in there, but I don't know why. I don't know. It just doesn't.
It didn't seem like
it didn't seem like that. It seemed like it was a slip up, and then he tried to like kind of cover it up, but it's like you already said it. It's already out. Now everybody's gonna be talking about it. So a lot of people are saying that could make a lot of sense. That he was an FBI informant. That would be really bad for him, though, if he is an FBI informant, because then that would mean that he was ratting out a bunch of billionaires and people with a lot of power and money. So for somebody like him who cares a lot about his business dealings, that would not be a good idea, because you are sabotaging deals with people that you can make deals with. So, but at the end of the day, if that is true, then that actually looks really good on his end, because he was the hero at the end of the day. So, I mean, I don't know. It's possible. We don't really know if it's true or not. It could be true. That would be pretty sick if it was true. And it would make sense why they've handled this like Epstein thing like so oddly, because if he wanted people to stop talking about it, I think that he would have just been like, look, guys, this is taking a while. I understand that you guys really want the files. We're doing our best to get it to you, and that's it, But that's not what he's doing. Like, they've handled this in such a way where they've created people to continue talking about this non-stop. And it just makes you wonder, like, why handle it this way if you're trying to cover up for elites? That's what the left keeps saying. Oh, he's trying to cover up for elites. He's probably a part of them. Like, okay, then why handle it this way if you're trying to cover up? If he's trying to cover up, then he would have been like, oh, look, we're trying to find where we're trying to do our best. We're trying to find everything, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about it. We got you, Instead of saying, oh, stop talking about it. That's going to make people want to talk about it even more, So it just doesn't make it, to me, it almost seems like he's handling this in a way where he wants people to continue talking about this topic and pretending like he doesn't want to talk about it, knowing that by him saying that, more people will be like, well, why don't you want to talk about it? And they will continue talking about it. So I don't know. Like, the way he's been handling it is weird. If he was covering it up, the way he's handling it doesn't make sense. And if he is an FBI informant, that would be pretty plausible, considering the way he's handling it is weird. And at the same time, he was. The lawyers did say from the what's these people, the Epstein victims and Ghislaine Maxwell victims, the lawyer that's handling that has already spoken to Trump before, and he said multiple times that Trump is the only person who has cooperated with him directly when it comes to his lawsuits and everything with his cases with the victims. So maybe he is an FBI informant. Maybe he's not. But honestly, that would be pretty damn cool if he was. Not gonna lie. Not cool for his business, but it's definitely cool for just, the country as a whole, because the left and the right are both obsessed with this story. So if there is legitimate proof that he is an FBI informant, please expose that shit already. That way the left can stop saying that this guy is a pedophile. Please, just, if it's true, just say it already.